Hi, Chris here from Happy Robot Games. I'm going to talk to you about Audio Browser. So you can see here we have a Unity project open. This is a project we're working on at the moment at Happy Robot Games. It's got some big audio libraries in, the Forge 3D science fiction sounds, and the Universal Sound Effects library, another good few hundred sounds in there. And this project overall contains well over 1,000 audio files. Very few of them actually used, but they're there in the project. And we've got our own files here, a load of prefabs in this folder. We've got enemies here, an orbiter, and some of these prefabs need sounds linking to them, and we're going to use Audio Browser to do that. We've got the orbiter selected here, and you can see in the death sound we need to select an audio clip. First way I could do that would be to use the Asset Selection button, which will bring up a big list of audio clips to choose from. Or I could currently use the project window to browse for, say, an explosion and drag that into that slot. But I find this process quite awkward. It's easy to deselect things and it's hard to preview things. So instead we're going to use Audio Browser. Alright, let's open Audio Browser from the window menu under Happy Robot Audio Browser. And let's just position this down at the bottom next to the project window. Rearrange the windows a bit. What you'll see here is the Audio Browser, which looks very much like the project window. It's got two sides. We've got one side for browsing folders and one side to list audio clip assets. Now, if you're looking carefully, the first thing you'll probably notice is that the Audio Browser shows substantially fewer folders than the main project window. That's because the Audio Browser will only show folders that contain audio assets, and it'll actually tell you next to the folder how many audio assets are inside it. So if we drop down one of these folders, let's say the Forge 3D Sci-Fi Sounds Explosion folder, you can see it also lists all of the audio assets inside that folder, similar to how the list view in the project window would. Now we can browse these explosions. We can click on them and it won't actually deselect the currently selected object, so it won't make it disappear from the inspector, which is just handy. It avoids me accidentally clicking away from the object I'm trying to set up. You can see each of these explosions tells us the file name, some extra properties about the audio. It'll present us with the waveform of the audio so we get an idea of it, and we can preview it. So it's already a much more efficient way than the project window of just stepping over a big long list of audio assets and finding one that we like the sound of. And of course, once we've found one we like the sound of, we can drag it just as normal into our inspector to link it to a component. We've now chosen our death sound. And if we just quickly look at a couple of the extra features in Audio Browser, so as I said, clicking on something won't automatically change what's selected in the project window or the inspector, but if you do want to select something, you just click the inspect button. See, it's now highlighted blue. It's selected it in the project window and it's now up there in the inspector for you to fiddle with. We've also got the looping button up here, which just controls whether the preview will loop. So if I've got it set to on there at the moment, so if I play this small explosion sound, you can see it'll keep playing until I click stop again. Now if we just take a look at the final feature of Audio Browser, which is the search filter. It's a little bit different to the project window. If you've used the Unity project window, which is up here, if we were to type something in the search here like explosion, what we'll see is a list of all of the explosions in our entire project, which can be a bit overwhelming with audio clips. It's quite useful for textures or something when you know what you're looking for, but not so much with huge sound effects libraries. Instead, what Audio Browser does, if we go to its search window here, is it's more of a filter. If I type explosion here, what we'll see is the actual folders view has been filtered down to only show folders that contain explosion sounds. You can see we've just found a total of 292 explosion sounds across the project. We can browse the folder view just as normal. And all we're going to see is only assets that match our filter. Other than that, it will behave exactly the same as if there was no filter. We can clear this down, and you'll actually see live update this view as we reduce our filter. So that is Audio Browser in a nutshell. We hope you like it. It's available on the Asset Store now. If you bought it or you have any questions, just email us at support@happyrobotgames.com. And thank you for listening.